Oh boy, it was ugly. It was the injury that shocked the nation. To look at it makes your stomach sick. But last week during March Madness, Louisville guard Kevin Ware had a horrific knee injury. I don't know if you were watching, but yikes, ouch. Here to talk more about sports fractures is Dr. Marci Bothwell from Rady Children's Hospital. Welcome back to Primetime, Marci. Did you meet us?
For having
or did you miss us?
I did. I had a great time with my brother though. I got him out on the tennis court, so that was fun. Yeah.
So you brought some bones.
I did.
God, what is wrong with my mouth today?
You know, normally it takes about 1,000 pounds to break a bone. I probably shouldn't see this because I have to return this to the orthopedic clinic, but this is a little bit about what Kevin Ware did. He broke the tibia and fibula bones. Yeah. Luckily these are not calcified, so I'll see if I can glue it back together before I send it back. But what a great kid. I mean, seriously, he got up. The first thing he did on that injury was he said, quit thinking about me, guys, go win the game. I mean, just a fabulous kid. What a inspiration for all of us, and I'm really glad to see some real sports people that you can look up to again.
Yeah, and it was good karma because the team won the championship last night. So.
Absolutely. So
tell me about his fracture and why these athletes get these kind of fractures, because they're doing a lot of tests now.
Normally they don't, and the Louisville team apparently does everything right. They do cross training, they do yoga, they do stretching. They don't just run up and down the court all the time. But it was essentially a freak injury. He came up and went down, and you can see on the video that he came down oddly, and his knee buckled and his ankle kind of buckled, and they didn't provide the normal shock absorption that they would normally. So he had at least 1,000 pounds of pressure coming down on that knee. I think we have some pictures. I'm not sure we're going to show them on
Are we going to show them? There it is.
Yeah,
that is a nasty break.
That is a nasty break. And it was really just a freak injury, and most people don't get it. They have happened before. There's been another basketball Division III player, volleyball people get that. It's from repetitive injuries that happen. What I wanted to talk about though is kind of, they think that he may have had some stress fractures which may have gone undetected before. That's probably the most likely thing that happened. But let's talk about those of us who are the weekend warriors. We get these bones broken too. This is just an example of a tibia. I'm not going to hurt you with it or anything.
Yeah, don't club me over the head.
Don't club you over the head. But about 50% of these injuries happen to the lower extremities. Okay, runners, tennis players, and that's why I mentioned tennis because I got a little freaked out over this. Anything that has repetitive injuries, people who do throwing injuries, just constantly throwing, it's a humerus injury. Golfers get rib injuries.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's really important to think about, give your body a rest. You know, we're weekend warriors, and you should, you know, cross train and maybe only do 3 or 4 times a week, which you would love to do, you know, 7 times a week. So these stress fractures happen to all of us. And did you also know it happens more in women than in men?
I don't know that. I always hear that our bones aren't as strong.
It's fact. It's true. It happens more in women.
What about wearing some sort of support brace? Of course, that might not make you as agile, right?
Well, you can do that after you have a stress fracture. But before, what you have to do is you have to build the muscles around the bones.
So that's the trick, not making your bones more strong, like having more calcium.
Well, you do want to do that too. You do want to do that too. You want to do it all. You want to do it all. If you're going to do these repetitive activities, and those heel lifts and shin strengthening, those are really good to get around the tib fib if you're a runner, okay? And then also take calcium plus vitamin D.
Yeah.
You have to take both of them.
I do that every night when I go to bed.
Yeah.
It makes you sleep better too, by the way.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's a fabulous thing. And they have a controversy over D2 versus D3. It really doesn't matter. Just take it. And they make the nice chocolate ones. That'll make me take them.
So strengthen the muscles around the bones. Take the calcium with the D3, and that'll help.
You absolutely have to strengthen the muscle. The other thing is, if you're an athlete that hasn't been exercising for a while, like none of us are, you got to go slow. Okay, you can't just go in there. When this happens is the person who's been sedentary and they go out and then play, 3 sets of tennis. Okay, what you need to do is each week you build up 10%. And so you gradually build up, and that weight bearing builds the muscles around the things, gets the shock absorbers back around the bones, and then you get stronger, and it's just a much safer way to do. And the other thing is cross train. Don't be so one-sided, don't be unidimensional. Swimming is great, especially if you've had an injury. Detection of stress fractures. If you have a very focused pain in the humerus or lower leg extremity, especially if you're a runner, then that's the time you need to go in to see the orthopedic surgeon.
They can pick that up on an x-ray?
The x-rays will not pick up early injuries. So that may be why nobody had noticed him having a fracture.
True.
Sometimes you have to get a CT or an MRI.
How long will it take for his bones to heal there? Because that's horrible.
Well, for a normal stress fracture, it's just like any other fracture, it takes 6 to 8 weeks. This is going to have to be pinned. And this is going to be, this will be, including his rehab, a year long. But they are very optimistic about getting him back to playing. And he may still be a great player. And what a great kid. He really, he's going to be one of those kids, does all the rehab, and I think he's going to be back strong.
Well, let's hope he is, and thank you, Marci, for all those great tips.
I think he's going to be back strong. Got to stay healthy.
Yeah, right on, sister.